Hey, this is Greslin, and we are back for another episode of The Long Dark. And this time around, we're going to do something a little bit different. I recorded this episode a couple of days ago, and when I went back to do the post-processing on the audio, I found out that the microphone was completely... I got all sorts of buzzing artifacts on the mic, and I spent a couple hours trying to salvage it, and got nowhere, so I gave up on that. That kind of left me with two options. I keep backups of the game, backups of my save file, because this is a permadeath game. I keep backups just for catastrophic game loss reasons. I don't feel like disqualified, but I could have just gone back and replayed the entire episode, pretending I didn't know what I knew, and that didn't feel right. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run the video of the episode as it was originally recorded, and then I will provide commentary like an old style DVD commentary. Just understand, as you hear me talking, I'm talking a couple of days later, knowing more than I knew when I actually played the game. So let's get to it. And welcome back to Mystery Lake. We are back here at the camp office, and we're not doing too bad. We are well fed, we're well rested, we're looking through our inventory, and we're making plans for the day. I think what we were going to do today was start trekking out toward Milton, and I've decided we were going to do something different because I realized there were still a whole bunch of things right around the lake itself, places that we hadn't actually explored yet. And right now what we need more than anything else is a cooking pot. We've got skillets, we've got a hacksaw, we've got a knife. We're doing pretty good, but we are missing a cooking pot, so we're going to get that. So right now, I'm trying to get my water together, because as we've established, water and wood are our two big bottlenecks here. And we can't make oatmeal until we get the cooking pot. The other thing that I'm looking at, the other thing I'm trying to do, at some point I'm going to come back, we're going to cook all this herbal tea and start getting our cooking skill leveled up, which we want to do as quickly as possible. Take a look at our carry weight. We are at 36 out of 35, which isn't good. So we are once again starting to stay encumbered. But we need to drop some of that weight so that if we have a wolf situation, we can get out of it fairly quickly. So let's get some breakfast. A little bit of water. We're well rested. Got a little well rested perk, which I'm happy about. We're carrying a lot of wood on us, and now it's time to get that carry weight down to manageable levels. Right now I'm just putting the whole thing in a big pile. When we come back this way, we'll get a little better sorted. We got a lot of books, which I'm happy about. We've got a cooking book, As the Wilderness Kitchen. We've got the How to Start a Campfire. We've got Start on Archery. Those are going to be some good early game boosts. I'm still pretty happy with our loot situation. And now we need to take a look at our clothing, because plus 11 warmth bonus is not terrible, but it could use some work. It's better than where we started from, though. Before long, it'll be closer to about plus 20. Don't need a can opener. Don't need a lot of this stuff right now. Guess with a little bit of luck, we'll come back from our expedition today with more loot, so we don't have to crawl our way back. You know, my God, coffee is a great thing to have. Coffee reduces your fatigue, which is a great thing when you need it. I came back inside just now because if you took a look at the cold meter on the lower left, we were three little triangles down, which means it's cold. It's cold, cold, cold. Bad time to go outside right now. Early in the morning. Behold our pile of junk. I hate to say this, I think I'm carrying too many torches. We're not taking the pry bar along because I don't think we need it for this expedition. I'm always reluctant to put that pry bar down because I have had it before where I put the pry bar down and then forget to pick it back up, and I have no idea where I left it. It's a terrible tool to lose. I want to get better at torch management too. I shouldn't be carrying all these 20%ers around with me everywhere. Anything else we need? Yeah, let's get some more sleep. Is the weather any better? Okay, we are one triangle down. The weather is better. A little later in the day. That is Mystery Lake. Our expedition today is we're going to go around the left side of the lake. Hopefully get to a couple of those fishing huts and check the cabins. There are 3, I think, sets of cabins around the lake. And in theory, there could be a cooking pot in any one of those, or in one of the fishing huts. If we can get a cooking pot today, I'm going to put off our Milton expedition a little while. Gather up our resources here a little for a couple more days. If we can't get a cooking pot, we're going to have no choice. So let's go through our little snow valley here. Beautiful morning. Sun's coming out. I'm also looking for wood. I don't want to load up too much on the way out. I'd rather pick it up on the way back, but I'm still looking for it. Alright, so we're going to have any wolves right along the shoreline? How are we doing on our lake wolf situation? There are 2 that hang out here. I'd rather see them before they see us. Oh, we're looking good. Okay. They're out somewhere on the ice. Yep, looks like we have the coast clear. So good morning indeed. Okay, we have cabins. I'm not seeing anything on the pier and on the dock. Cooking pot, cooking pot. Do we have a cooking pot? Tin of coffee is a good thing. Coffee really comes in handy. I have kept alive, which is coffee in this game.
I've been here a while.
Coffee has literally saved my life before in this game. Coffee's also good to have if you need to get up a rope and you don't have the strength to do it. Pound the caffeine to start climbing. Not a whole lot here. Moving on. Weather's still good. And we have a hatchet. Yes. 83%. That's good. That's a good quality hatchet. Hatchet's useful for a number of things. It can break down wood, obviously. Do things that the hacksaw can also do. But the hatchet's also a really good anti-wolf tool. A hatchet will really screw up a wolf's day. And it's still a hunting knife, but...
This'll come in handy.
Yep. So I think our current parka is sort of raggy right now, so... I need a good replacement. More cloth. Not much else. Keep going. Okay, so we have a hatchet. That kind of made this trip worth it all by itself. Okay, still have not gotten the visual on those wolves. Where are they? Oh, there's one. Where's his buddy? Okay. So we're gonna have to... We're gonna take a different route here, I think. I'm gonna check out a couple of the fishing huts, or at least attempt to. We still have two sets of cabins. Yeah, there's two sets of cabins on the far side of the lake. We still have to get past that bolt to get there, and he still has a buddy somewhere here. Alright, fishing hut number one. Big money, big money. Nothing. Fishing tackle. I'm not feeling fishing right now. I should have gotten a good look at the shells. Oh, there's his buddy. Fishing hut number two. What do we got? What do we got? Another hatchet. 87%. Okay, so we got two hatchets so far. Some bullets. Always welcome. revolver will also ruin a wolf's day pretty effectively. Hey, I looked at the shelf for a change. Alright, nothing in there. Keep going. And there's... Is that 2 walls or 3? I think there are only 2, but I may be wrong. Okay, this is a little stream that feeds the lake. We're not going to go up there today. That is not a wolf. That's a bear. Oh, we are leaving the bear alone. A moose is worse. A moose is a lot worse, but a bear is bad. Especially this time, especially this early in the game. So we're not messing with the bear. We're gonna hopefully not be even noticed by the big guy. Okay, number 3. Nope, good. A book, and we got a sewing kit. And I left the fishing tackle behind, but it's okay. Okay. Now we're going to kind of follow this side of the lake. Hit that cabin right there and hopefully make it to the next cabin. Without tripping over either this bear or the wolf down there. I saw that wolf running. There must be a deer out there somewhere. He must be going after a deer. No. Must have been scared. I don't see a deer there, and he's back to patrolling. Okay. Another cabin. So far we have not found a cooking pot. So we may have to go to Milton after all. I mean, we will be going to Milton one way or the other, but if we don't find a cooking pot, we're going to have to go there sooner than later. Nothing in the cabin. Okay, moving on. Okay, where did the bear go? Looking for the bear. I do not want to surprise the bear. How about the wolves? Where is everybody? There's one, there's a wolf. Make it to the last of the fishing huts. Can I stealth it? That wolf on the left is the one that worries me. He's relatively close. He turns in the wrong direction while I'm standing up. He's gonna come right at me. He doesn't see me yet. More coffee. Yes, I just gotta find a rifle. There's a bullet there on the floor. Did I get it? I did. Like bullets. No food and no cooking pot. Speaking of food. Gonna drink some water, buddy? Not yet. Okay, so I guess we did hit all the fishing huts. Again, now we're just trying to stealth past these wolves. And hope that the bear doesn't find us. I have no idea where the bear is. Which, I'm not gonna lie, makes me a little nervous. Okay. Let's give these wolves a little space. Work our way along the shoreline and try to get to those last couple of cabins. And then, if there's no cooking pot there, yeah, the gun's not in great condition, but I will put a hole in a wolf effectively, or at least scare the hell out of it. I'd rather out wrestle a wolf today if I can avoid it. Bear, where the heck are you? You go up to the hills? You don't see trail. Sometimes you'll see footprints, but I think that cleared as soon as we went into that cabin. I'm seeing crows up there, so we've got something dead. Person or deer. Okay. I think this is the last of the set of cabins. Any luck? Any luck? Any luck? Nothing. Okay, well, it looks like we're going to Milton. Oh, one more cabin. Nothing. Crow feathers gather wherever the crows find something dead. The crow feathers you can use later to make arrows, so dead things are feather farms. Okay, last cabin.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
Yeah, it might. Crackers are a great food. They are relatively high calorie for low weight. They don't disintegrate very quickly either. They get stale, but I don't know if the crackers give you food poisoning. You're not going to find them too often, but they're good traveling food. Okay. We did not find a cooking pot around the lake. Yeah, this is me still being cautious about a bear. no sign of bear. Now, since we're on our way back to the camp office, we're going to gather whatever wood we find. Or at least whatever wood is in our immediate path. I think we've already been here. Yep, we've already been here. This is in that first of the cabins. Yep, because this is the dock. Okay, let's head back to the camp office. We're gonna have to take that trip to Milton after all. I don't know that we're going to make it all the way there in this episode. We're gonna try to get as far as we can. I'm telling you, I was pretty bummed not to find a cooking pot. I could have sworn it would have shown up in somewhere. Probably not in one of the cabins, but I was hoping for one of them, one to show up in one of the fishing huts. It's actually kind of weird we haven't found one yet. But if we have to make it all the way to Milton, there will be at least 4 or 5 of them around that town, so... we won't be without one forever. Back to the Snow Valley. Okay, our stats are still looking good. We still have the well-rested bonus. That's the blue cross down there. I think we are probably in late morning. Yep, she's got the hungries. We're a long way from starving, but we are down to about a third. Yeah, we're a bit tired. I should take a nap at this point. Doesn't mean I will, it just means I should. You get to see one of our little neighbors. Right around this area, usually up along the railroad track. It's not uncommon to see deer, and later on you'll see moose. You'll see a moose who shows up. Those crackers really are not in great condition. We don't need to carry 2 hatchets. Back to weight management. Seriously, I need to get better at torch management. As I would prefer not to take any torches out with me that are less than 30%. Yeah, the pry bar, we're going to need that for Milton. As best I can tell, torches have basically, there's two values for torches. The first one is like the traveling torch. Lights the dark, keeps the wolves at bay. And those you don't want like a 15% torch for that. You want a nice 35% or 40% for that. They also all weigh the same. So, but the other thing you can do with torches is light a torch and then use the torch to light a fire. And that means not wasting 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 matches trying to get a fire started when you only have a 60% chance of success. You always succeed in lighting a torch. So you light the torch, and you take the torch and use it to light the fire. That way if you fail, you still have the torch and try it again. You're only burning 1 match. So I need to get better at, when I make my torches, leaving behind the 10 and 20 percenters as fire starters and only take the 30, 35, 40 percenters with me. Otherwise I end up with 15 torches that are all like 15% and they all weigh a third of a kilo each. Okay, we are now on the trek toward Milton. We're looking for wolves. There's a couple of them live right around here. Now let me just say, this is not the most efficient way. This is not the most direct way to get to where we're going. If we follow that railroad track to the end here, where you see the rail cars directly ahead of us, that is the transition point to Forlorn Muskeg. We are not going there today because we're not looking to die. But what we're going to do is, this is I think the southern edge of the map, and so what we're doing is we're heading for this rock face, which is lining the entire south edge of the map. And once we get to the rock face, we're going to follow the rock face to where we're going. We could take there's the wolf. We could take a direct path across the woods. The problem is it's super easy to get turned around, and if the weather shifts and we end up in a blizzard and our visibility goes to hell, we can end up way not where we want to be. So sometimes it's more efficient to take the less efficient route. It's better to burn a little time than get lost and burn a whole day trying to figure out where you're going, or dying in the woods. Okay, let's stealth by this wolf. So far we've been doing pretty good with wolves in this episode. I think we're probably clear now. Okay, let's look at where we are. See, that's the southern edge. And that's the forestry lookout. So now we're just following that southern edge in the rock face. Sometime very soon I need to craft some improvised whatchamacallits, the crampons, the foot gear that dramatically reduces sprain risk on hills. Could have done that back at the camp office, but it would take a few hours, and I want to get that cooking pot. Birch bark is always a good thing. You'll be making birch tea. There's a deer, which is also a good thing. That means there's not a wolf in the immediate vicinity. So if there were, the deer would be dead. I need to make a lot more tea. A lot more tea. Start leveling up my cooking skill. Notice once we hit level 5 cooking, we're not affected by food poisoning anymore. And that's major. Or food or intestinal parasites. Which means we're gonna start hunting wolves for food. Alright, I think this is where we're going. Yep. There's a little outbuilding structure down there. Okay, I'm looking to see if anybody is... This could be a wolf area. This is also a bear patrol route. Other deer. Okay, that cave right to our left over there is the cave that's heading... There's the deer. Okay, safe. We're in the safe spot. We're good. Let's get some wood. Anyway, that cave we just passed is the entrance into the cave system that transitions into Mountain Town, which is otherwise known as Milton. If you play the story mode, we're taking the reverse path from the end of chapter 1. Okay. Let's look for rabbits. Because we're kind of hungry. Oh, I saw you, rabbit. There you are. Pick them all up. Yeah. This 100% of the shots you don't take. Gotcha. Oh, I think good. Okay, I only stunned the rabbits and I grabbed the rock instead of the rabbits. Let's try this again. Nail it right ahead. There we go. Sorry, buddy. And there we go. Okay, this is a location called Trapper's Homestead. It's also known as Trapper's Cabin. Again, at the beginning of chapter 2 of the story mode, this is where you end up. This is the guy on the bed with after the bear attack. This is his spot. And I'm really hoping to find a cooking pot here. This is why I brought the camera along.
I could use this.
All the socks aren't nothing. Broth is good. Lantern is good.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Yeah, we're encumbered. So let's get some food together. The nice thing about the hacksaw is that you can repair the hacksaw with scrap metal, which is everywhere in this game. Thing like a cooking knife or a hatchet, you sharpen with a whetstone, and the whetstones have limited supply, so you'll be using hacksaws long after you've worn out all of your hatchets. That said, I kind of prefer using a knife for this. It's quicker, it takes less calories to do. I'm also doing this at small intervals to start leveling up our carcass harvesting skill.
Tired.
Mostly because later on when you're harvesting a deer, you don't want to be wasting any time. Not with wolves around. Or bears. See all these... look at all these ridiculous torches I have, are 10%, 11%. No. Doing it right, light the torch, and then light the stove. Do not use birch bark for tinder. 60% chance. I need to read that book. See, that's why. Because otherwise we would be wasting matches doing this.
Come on, little fire.
Come on, buddy. Yay. And of course the torch is out. But the torch did its job. Now let's cook up that rabbit. Well, since we didn't find a cooking pot here, if we had found a cooking pot here, I would have grabbed it and headed back to the camp office. Since we didn't, we're going to have to push forward into Milton anyway. And that's going to be an adventure. Although we're not in a bad place to do that. Okay, we are, it's about 5 p.m. We're almost at dusk. Yeah, the guts and the hide are for crafting. You can use so many of them. From clothes to weapons to tools. Harvest them, let them sit out indoors, let them dry out and cure, and then take them to a workbench. One of the nice things about this particular little cabin is that it's got a workbench in it. So you can do crafting directly from here. It's a good hunting area. You're on wolf patrol, you're on bear patrol, you got plenty of deer and rabbits. I mean, you can park yourself at the trapper's cabin indefinitely, probably. With Milton access, just right there in that cave, and the camp office, morning cycle way. Every time I hit this mini game, I'm like, where's my bobby pins? Why am I using a tumbler? Okay, the funny part about safes in Fallout is that they all use bobby pins. They're all about hacking a slotted key lock. But if you look at the safe itself, it's got a combination lock. That's quality control at Bethesda for you. This, you actually have to feel the lock.
I'll take it.
Now we just find a safe that has real loot in it. Yeah, pastimes already. Okay, that's a good torch. That's a traveling torch right there. Probably should have tossed the book in. Good torch. Traveling torch. Alright, so we're still doing okay on food, but we are tired. And of course we're over encumbered, but that's mostly because we're tired. One of the things I like about The Long Dark is that a lot of the game is just going out, gathering wood, boiling water, getting food, and tending to the scenery. I mean, there's plenty that's not. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty in this game that's dangerous and risky and get your heart rate up. But it's not every day is high adventure in this game. You just gotta be careful not to spend too much time indoors, or else you start getting the cabin fever debuff, which you kind of don't want. But you handle that by just not just staying at home all day. I mean, not to beat a dead horse, but seriously, those torches. I got a 10% torch in that inventory. I should not be carrying around a 10% torch. Or at the very least, I should only be carrying the one. That's not too bad. Bet I'm gonna wake up thirsty. Nope, not too bad. Alright, we are 6 days in now. You check the time? The money is basically just useful as tinder. Yeah, don't burn the paper. Trying to need the tinder. Create 2 plugs out of it, burn the tinder plugs. Once again, we can drop a lot of this stuff because we're going to come back this way. Probably, anyway. That's the plan, anyway. Early morning. Everybody loves ketchup flavored chips. Now those 2 cups of coffee are going to come in handy when we're trying to climb those ropes up to Milton. Or possibly when we're trying to get back. Get past the coldest hours of the morning. Alright, it's a new day. It is not windy. We're two bars down on temperature, which isn't terrible. I want to take a look at that outbuilding. Hoping that my timing doesn't completely suck with that bear. There's a bear that lives, his den is just around this rock and a little ways down the trail. So he comes wandering in here from time to time. For the most part, bears don't bother you unless you startle them.
I think I can use this.
I probably could. The deer are scarce. You can take a look up there on the top right. There's a little patch of birch saplings that when we come back this way we're going to harvest. The maple saplings are used for structural things like a bow or a sled or things like that. And birch is used for arrows. So you want to gather those saplings when you find them. I am not doing that right now because we don't have a boat yet. And because, again, my plan is to come back this way. And yes, I know there's Max's Last Stand, and there's a couple of spots in the woods nearby here that we have not checked out, but that is not what we're doing today. Let me say the other thing I really want to find in Milton is a magnifying glass. So at least then you can worry a little less about running out of matches. I'm on the lookout for coal. You find coal in caves and such, and coal does respawn, but not if you don't pick it up first. So it's always a good idea to grab what coal you find, and even if you don't want to trek around with it, just leave it at the cave mouth. Grab when you come back. I don't want that guy's sweater. But clearly the game doesn't want to give it to me. I think weight versus fuel value, the sticks are kind of the worst. The advantage to sticks is that you don't have to work to get them in. You don't have to cut up a branch or anything like that. You just free it on the ground. So you have to kind of decide for yourself where the trade-off is. If you're trying to stay relatively low weight, lugging around 40 sticks is probably not the best way to do it. Alright, welcome to Mountain Town. Which, once again, if you played the story mode and got through Chapter 1, Mountain Town is Milton. We're not quite in Milton yet. We're on our way, though. Good calories, low weight. I'm not going to pick this area clean because we're going to come back this way in the future. And I have no idea what kind of condition you're going to be in when we do, so... food may be a godsend when we do. Yeah, we're doing good on cold. We're only 1 bar down. Yeah, we have a few 2-bar flickers, but doing pretty good. Okay. Time for some new scenery. So to make this trip, we're going down one rope and then up another. Although some people do manage to billy goat down that thing. I mean, I suppose it could be done. Especially like if I did it right there. I think that descent is doable. Yeah, we're not gathering up wood right now because I'm a little concerned about whether we're going to make it up the rope. Because you cannot rappel up or down on a rope if you're encumbered. It just flatly won't let you. And going down, you could billy goat, but without the crampons, that's a little risky. All right. Somewhere around here, I make a big mistake. There's the mistake. I'm hearing the crows, I'm looking for them. And what do? I spin around. There they are. And now I'm not entirely sure which way I'm facing. Cave here. I think the other rope is to our left around that rock. Hello. Oh, yes. That's a good find. Because if you aim your shot just right, that can take out a bear quite effectively. Yeah, so I should be turning right, and I'm not. See, now I'm looking at that rope over there, and I'm thinking, well, that must be the second rope. And to myself, oh, it's a climbing area. That must be the way out. And now I'm getting turned around. I'm considering climbing back up, thinking it's the wrong rope. I'm thinking it's the other Milton rope. And all because I spun around like an idiot looking for crows. So I'm drawing the map out. I know that's not the right rope. Meanwhile,
if I don't warm up soon.
You know, I got a warmth problem. And I'm heading roughly in the direction we came in, so. Okay, here's where it's easy to run into a critical problem in the long dark. You will get lost, you will get confused, you will forget things. You will see, oh my god, I'm hypothermic. Oh my god, I'm super tired. Oh my god, there's a blizzard. And then you will just start compounding mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. When you feel that need to react start coming, you need to hunker, you need to find shelter, you need to get your head straight. So that is the end of this episode, and what we'll do in the next episode is, again, probably get a little bit of rest, probably sleep another hour or so, warm up, and then we're going to go out in front of the cave, take a right, find the rope, go up, and head into Milton. And we will see you next time in the Long Dark. Take care. Bye.